on the Apple devices, folks. There we go. Looks like we're going now. I do apologize for that. Stream should be up and going, and the audio section should be going as well. So tonight, the McGregor Bulldogs travel up to Whitney, coming in at 10-12, 3-0 in district play. Both these teams undefeated. This is 3A Region 3, District 17 action. Zach Stumbaug's team, as mentioned, 10-12, hot coming into this contest, 5-2 in their last 7 ball games. Looking back on their last 7 games, dating back to December 30th, a 44-11 win over Tioga at the Troy tournament. Then a 63-60 loss with Robinson on January 2nd. January 2nd at home against Valor Prep. They came away with a 10-point win, 65-55. Traveled up to Stephenville to take on the Yellow Jackets, a really good basketball team. Came away with a loss on January 9th, 91-33. On December 16th, traveled up to West, a 67-46 win, first win in district play. On January the 20th at home versus Clifton, a nice 54-31 win. Last Friday night against the Troy Trojans at Troy, a 52-31. That's 3-0 in district play. The Whitney Wildcats, 6-1 in their last 7 ball games. Joe Ahern's team comes in at 15-5, 2-0 in district play. Dating back to the 30th, a 79-42 win versus Milford. Then on the 31st, a 78-65 versus Maypearl. Traveled over to Conley on January 5th on a Monday, a 53-50 win there. January 12th, 84-29 loss versus La Vega, at La Vega. Then on the 16th versus Valor Prep, a 73-40 win at home. Hosted Troy on the 20th, a 62-51 win there. Then on the 23rd, a 56-52 win down at West. Looking at the standings coming into tonight's contest, as mentioned, the Bulldogs come in at 10-12, 3-0 in conference play, district play. Whitney, 15-5 at 2-0. Clifton, 11-14 and 1-1 in district play. West at 8-10, 0-2, and the Trojans of Troy, 9-16 and 0-3 in district play. Other games going on tonight. Troy has a bye. Only action is this McGregor at Whitney contest tonight. The West at Clifton ball game has been moved to Saturday. We're going to take a quick break, come back with the starting lineups here on CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
At Sofiaro, we believe that every dog deserves a spa day, and what better way to pamper your pooch than with our fully equipped mobile grooming service. We bring the salon to your driveway so your furry friend can enjoy a stress-free grooming experience without the hassle of car rides or waiting in line. From a simple bath to a full-on makeover, our gentle and loving groomers are here to make your pup look and feel fabulous, all while keeping the tail wags and barks of joy coming. So sit back, relax, and let us turn your pup into the best-dressed dog on the block. Call or text 254-992-2393 to book your next appointment. You can also set up an appointment on our Facebook page by clicking on our online booking link. What if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athleteone.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes. You're listening to the CBUS Sports Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week. Starting lineups in tonight's contest. Projected starting lineups for the McGregor Bulldogs. Number 0, Juju Franks, a 6-foot senior, averaging 13.2. Number 1, Braxton Franks, a senior, 5'8 senior, averaging 4.9. Chance Smith, the freshman, 5'11, wearing number 3, averaging 10 points per contest. 6'2 senior, wearing number 10, Bubba Zacharias, comes in at 11.5 points contest. Also, over 10 rebounds a game, the double-double. The big man, Luke Appleby, number 35, the 6'3 junior, comes in averaging 4.2 points per contest. For the Whitney Wildcats, starting the 6'1 junior, double 0, KJ O'Hearn. Number 3, Delvion Walter, a 5'8 senior. Number 10, Keegan Estill, a junior. Number 13, Kobe Haynes, the 6'2 junior. And number 22, Jordan McGill, a 6'1 junior for Joe O'Hearn's Whitney Wildcats. This is the Sofiaro Dog Grooming and Boutique pregame show. Do appreciate the athletic departments of both these schools allowing us to broadcast tonight. We are coming from the studio, unable to make it up to Whitney to do this broadcast, so we are broadcasting from home. Tonight's ladies action. Lady Bulldogs played very well tonight. Unfortunately, came away with a 5-point loss. They had a 4-point lead going into the fourth quarter, but ended up losing 26-21 to the Lady Wildcats tonight. So good showing for them on the road. Upcoming broadcast for CBUS Sports Broadcasting. Next Tuesday, February 3rd, we'll be back at McGregor's. They host the Trojans of West High School. Then on the 6th, up at Clifton, that's a 7:30 start. All these 7:30 starts on CBUS Sports Broadcasting. On February 10th, back home against the Trojans of Troy. Then to wrap up the rematch of tonight's contest on the 13th, a 7:30 start versus these Whitney Wildcats. So getting ready to get this one underway. Bubba Zacharias will take center circle. Looks like he'll go up against number 13, Kobe Haynes. So 6'2" in the center circle to get tonight's ball game underway. McGregor in their road black uniforms trimmed in gold and white. Tip is up and controlled by Juju Franks in the backcourt. He'll drop it off to Chance Smith as he'll walk it across. Picked up there by Walter. Into the paint. McGregor gets it down on the baseline to Juju Franks. Steps on the out of bounds line, the end line turnover. It'll be Whitney basketball. So Whitney brings it across. That's Delvion Walter, 5'8" senior, very quick, has great foot speed, quick with the hands as well. Man-to-man, actually a 1-2-2 zone for the Dogs tonight. Gets it over on the left wing. That's over to Haynes. Tips it over to Walter, pulls it back out, timeline extended right side. Down in the corner to O'Hearn. Takes it into the paint, drops it off to Haynes. Out on the baseline, goes up, gets away with a walk, gets it back out, no call. O'Hearn's 3-second call, turnover, Bulldog basketball. So I thought he shuffled the feet, but they call him for the 3 seconds. So full court man-to-man press. Whitney, watching their game film coming into this season, they do a lot of pressing. They do a lot of half-court pressing as well. So Juju Franks brings it across the timeline, matched up against O'Hearn. He'll drop it off to Bubba Zacharias, top of the key. Back out to Juju, averaging 13.2. Stutter step, gets it into the paint. Tries to get O'Hearn up, gets it up with the left hand, a little short. O'Hearn comes down with the defensive rebound and quickly outlets down the court, off the glass, misses shot. Bubba Zacharias with his first rebound tonight. In transition, Bulldogs, Smith. Zacharias, top of the key, picks up his dribble, kicks it over to Chance Smith, launches the 3-ball for the freshman, air ball, rebound pulled down by Haynes. Down on the baseline, 22, a nice block by Bubba Zacharias. That was Jordan McGill. Zacharias in transition, throws it up with the right hand, cannot get it to drop. Jackson Landrum with the rebound. He must have got the start tonight. Takes it the other way, leaves it with the right hand, rims in and out, gets the own rebound, up and off the glass, will kiss it home. First 2 points of the ball game for Jackson Landrum. Zacharias brings it up against Haynes to the left side. Man-to-man defense for the Wildcats. In between the rings, Smith matches up. We get a foul, going to be on Delvion Walter, his first, team's first here in the first quarter. 2-0 your score. So Bubba Zacharias to inbound right in front of the scorer's table. Gets it in the backcourt to Juju Franks. O'Hearn picks him up as he walks it back across the timeline on the left side. Center circle now. Between the rings. Hands it off to Zacharias. Pulls out Haynes away from the basket. Very muscular player. Kicks it over to Smith once again on the left wing. Back out front to Braxton Franks. Picked up there by Landrum. He'll hand it off to Juju, trying to weave. See if we get an opening to get the crease in the paint. Not there. Kicks it back over. Timeline over on the right side. Juju pulls out O'Hearn, excuse me. Methodical offense here for the Bulldogs early on. They trail 2-0. No time clock on the screen tonight, folks. We do apologize that. We'll try to keep up with the score the best we can. Braxton Franks takes it to the rack, gets fouled. Missed ball, out of shot, out of bounds off of Bubba Zacharias. Thought he was bumped. No call. Will be Wildcat basketball. So Delvion Waters will walk it up on the right side, picked up there in the top of the 1-2-2 zone. Over to O'Hearn. Down in the baseline, back out top to Landrum. Back to O'Hearn, left wing. Landrum tries to crease. Stump drop at the foul line, drops it down low. Nice pass. Drops it down to Kobe Haynes for his first two. 4-0, Whitney on top. Juju will bring it up slowly. O'Hearn, muscular-built young man, will pick up the leading scorer for the Bulldogs. Drops it off to Bubba. Top of the key, picked it back up. Chance over on the left wing. Stutter step, gets him up in the air. Euro step, missed shot. Gets his own rebound, pulls it down in the left corner. Needs a little help, gets it to Braxton out front. He's going to try the right side, take it to the glass, float it up. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line, shooting two. Landrum will pick up his first, team second. So Braxton Franks will go to the line, averaging 4.9 for the senior. Very talented tight end for Coach Quentin White's Bulldog football team. The Bulldogs still trying to get on the board. First shot is good as Braxton Franks rattles it home. Nice looking crowd tonight up at Whitney. Second shot, good as well. So 2 points for Braxton Franks. Cut it to a 4-2 Wildcat lead. Down low to O'Hearn, quickly off the glass. Nice inlet pass. So O'Hearn picks up his first two as well. 6-2 Wildcats here early, first quarter. Juju spin move, gets it to the paint. Fouled from behind, no call, knocked away. Landrum takes it the other way, drops it to O'Hearn on the left wing. Looks for space, elbow, left side, shoots it up. Missed shot, Zacharias with another board. Bubba with 2 rebounds so far in the first quarter, 1 block as well. The senior takes it to the glass, lays it up, gets fouled. He'll go to the line. See who they call it on. Looks like it's going to be on Haynes, his first, team's third. So Zacharias with the clock stop will try to add to the Bulldog scoring. So Bubba's first shot rattles in and out. 3 players last ball game in double figures. Zacharias led them all with 15 points. Smith and second shot does rattle home, so cuts it to a 3-point lead. Zacharias picks up his first point. So both Juju Franks and Chance Smith both had 14 points in that win over Troy. So the Bulldogs settle back into that 1-2-2 zone as they flip from side to side, trying to find a weak spot. Over in the corner, Walter will launch a 3-ball off the back of the rim. Rebound pulled down. Should be a foul. Nothing called. They call a walk. Bubba Zacharias laid into Haynes. I think Bubba got away with one there, and they call the travel turnover. Bulldog basketball as the Wildcats will pick up full court. Gets it into Braxton Franks. Drops it back off to Chance Smith. So walk it across the timeline. Picks up his dribble early. Luke Appleby, top of the key. Hands it off to Bubba Zacharias. No screen there. Step back 3 for Zacharias. Nothing but net. Bubba with 4 points. Knots it up at 6 apiece. Over on the left, timeline extended, right side. That's Landrum. Back out top to O'Hearn. Walter on the left wing, thought about the three, pulled it back down. Shuffled to Pups, gets it over to O'Hearn. No call. Once again, stutter step move, floats it from the elbow on the left side. Nice looking shot. Delvion Walter with his first two. 8-6. Wildcats here, first quarter score. High post, gets it off to Appleby, hands it to Smith. He'll take a 22-footer off the rim. Rebound tracked down by Bubba Zacharias. Excuse me, that was Braxton Franks on the rebound. Floats it up off the glass. Bubba kicks home another two. So 6 points early here for Zacharias. Walter gets it down to Haynes, skips it back across to Landrum. He'll launch a 23-footer off the front of the rim. Appleby. Luke pulls down the rebound. Get a good job of blocking out quickly in the front court. That's Smith. Euro step off the glass, gets called for the charge. So chances first, teams first. Gets played called for the offensive charge. Off the bench will be number 25, Landon Bennett. He'll replace, I believe, McGill, also another substitution. I'll have to pick that up for you. Will Chandler into the ball game as well for the McGregor Bulldogs. I believe it's Keegan is still into the game. Tried to get the ball down low on the skip pass right between the wickets. Kobe Haynes couldn't control it, out of bounds. Bulldog basketball. Once again, full court, man-to-man, full court press. Kicks it over to Smith. Picked up there by Walton. Then move, gets it across with the left hand, tries to get the screen. Drops it back out to Bubble, stutter step. Down over in the corner to Smith, fakes it. Screens around, kicks it over to Chandler on the right wing. He'll drop it off to Bubba. Haynes all over him, gets down to Appleby. Inside out, gets on the baseline, gets trapped, back out to Zacharias. He goes down on the baseline, steps around, kicks it over to Chandler. Stutter step, floats in, nope, kicks it back out to Juju for a long three off the front of the rim. O'Hearn with the rebound. I can keep saying O'Keefe. That's KJ O'Hearn, coach's son. He'll bring it across. They set up the offense. Picks up the dribble between the rings, kicks it over to Walton on the right wing. Knotted up at 9-8 Bulldog lead. Still with a long three ball. Misses it. Rebound. Pulled down, loose ball. Bubba Zacharias quickly to Chance Smith. Stutter steps, gets it to the glass, floats it up, gets it to drop. Nice move by the freshman. Chance picks up his first two. In transition, Delvion Walton on the left side. Stutter. He's got quick hands and feet, folks. 15-footer from the left wing. Misses the shot. Rebound, O'Hearn. Goes up, gets fouled. I believe Juju will pick up his first. So it is on Franks. O'Hearn will go to the line, shooting two. Team second for the Bulldogs. First shot rattles off and falls off the rim. Ario Dominguez into the ball game. Bubba Zacharias will take a quick breather. Ario, the senior, averaging 3.9 on the season. Second shot for O'Hearn. That one rattles in and out as well. Luke Appleby picks up a nice rebound there as the Bulldogs will go the other way. Gets the screen. Wow, he ran into a brick wall was Walton. Down in the corner to Dominguez. Rex launches the three ball and Ario nails it. First quarter will end. Bulldogs on top. We'll come back in just a second. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
So first quarter score, 13-8, Bulldogs on top on the road against the Whitney host Wildcats. District play. Very good showing in the first quarter. Very athletic Whitney ball club. Might be the most athletic club so far in district play that the Bulldogs have faced. So it will be Whitney basketball as they'll inbound at midcourt. Walton picked up there once again, 1-2-2 zone. Top of the key, that's Haynes. Picks the dribble up, drops it off to Landon, jumps into a three ball, gets called for the travel. So be out of bounds, Bulldog basketball. Bubba will trigger in front of the visiting folks. They made the trip up from McGregor. About a 45-minute trip, if I remember Coach Stumball telling me correctly. So Juju brings it across. No points for the leading scorer so far tonight. 14 in the last contest versus Troy. Drops it off to Bubba. Top of the key, back over to Juju on the left wing. Trying to get the ball down to Appleby. Reach around. Nice defensive play by McGill. Knocks it inbounds. He said he stepped on the line. So it'll be Bulldog basketball. Bubba Zacharias will inbound. Nice play there by McGill. Very athletic, the 6'1" junior. Zacharias drops it into Chance. Picked up there once again by Walton. This is a nice matchup. Keep our eye on tonight. See if Chance can keep the turnovers down on the quick-footed, quick-handed point guard. Bubba Zacharias on the loose ball. Takes it to the glass and drops it home. Bubba with 8 points. 15-8. Bulldogs lead. Spin move steal by Chance Smith. He'll take it the other way. Lay it up. Misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Dominguez. Drops it back in the corner to Smith. Nice quick hands. I told you about that. Walton with very quick hands knocks it out of bounds. Let's see who they call it off of. Going to be Wildcat basketball, it appears. Mentioned that young man is very quick. So Dominguez, Smith, Appleby, Zacharias, and Juju Franks on the court for the McGregor Bulldogs. 15-8 your score. Drops it over to O'Hearn at the top of the key. Kicks it back out. Down in the corner. It's still back out to, I believe that's Walton. Cross-court pass over to O'Hearn. Two-man game. Down in the wing now. O'Steele thought about it. Nice job. Loose ball. Dominguez gets his hand on. Again, gets reached in and picks up a reach-in foul on Ario Dominguez. His first, team's first here in the second quarter. As the Bulldogs are up by 7, 15-8 on the road. Facing the 15-5 Whitney Wildcats, 2-0 in conference play. Drops it down low, stolen away by Juju. Inbound pass tried to get to O'Hearn from Walton, and Juju did a good job of sticking his paw in there and knocking it away. Juju top of the key, trying to look for a crease, finds it, Euro step, goes up, and gets fouled. Juju will go to the line. I believe they called on KJ O'Hearn, his first, team's first, here in the quarter. Second quarter of action. As mentioned, young ladies played well tonight, just lost a 5-point contest. Juju off the back of the flange on his first attempt. Still trying to remove the lid on the basket tonight for the talented senior. Second shot. That one misses as well as Haynes comes down with the rebound. Walton, loose balls. It's smacked away. Dominguez gets it down court to Chance, lays it up with the left hand. In transition, Smith picks up points 3 and 4. Give the assist to Dominguez. 17-8. That's over and back. They didn't call it. O'Hearn takes it into the paint. Blocking foul on Luke Appleby as O'Hearn took it to the glass. So second foul in the quarter on the Bulldogs. Coach Stumball wanting the charge. Official was telling the coach that Luke kind of extended his knee. I thought he had good position as O'Hearn goes to the line, shooting 2. First shot is up and good. KJ with his third point. Into the ball game, number 11, Tristan Williams, a senior. Haynes and Walton out. Also number 5, Fisher Watson. He's a junior. No height listed for either one of those players. Second shot is good. So O'Hearn with 4 points so far in the contest. Chance brings it across, gets it into the paint, kicks it back out to Bubba. Left side, top of the key, stutter step. Chance tried to move inside, picked up the dribble, back over to Dominguez. Stutter step, gets it into the paint, dropped down low. Off on the left wing, 3-ball by Zacharias, in and out. Rebound to McGill as they go the other way, as Landrum on the point. With Walton on the bench, getting a breather. Williams, top of the key, picks up his dribble, kicks it back over the timeline to Williams. Back to the elbow. 3-ball, that's going to be number 5. Fisher rattles in and out. Out of bounds, going to be Bulldogs basketball. Looks like it went off Tristan Williams. I'm hoping it's Tristan. It might be Tristan. I apologize if that pronunciation is incorrect. Smith will try to bring it up. Loses his footing. Still gets it across. Good defense by Fisher. Give and go. Appleby down low. Gets a hand on the ball as McGill out of bounds. Nice inlet pass by Bubba Zacharias to his post player. So Juju will inbound under his own basket. He'll trigger here. Zacharias moves. Gets it over to Chance on the right wing. Stutter step now on the baseline. Picked up there by Landrum. Kicks it back out to Bubba. Top of the key. No foul call on the contact. Back over to Hario. And they call a timeout. Coach Stumbaugh wants one. Is it a full or is it a 30-second, full timeout? It looks like they're changing to. We'll take a break as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You got to hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Back to live action. Second quarter score, 17-10. Hope I'm keeping that on up to date, folks. Very difficult. No scoreboard listed with the camera feed tonight. So Zacharias will inbound. Gets it down low to Appleby. Hand it back off to Bubba. He'll try down on the baseline. He's going to get fouled. I believe it's going to be McGill. If it is, it's Jordan's first. Called him for the block. Juju to inbound. Tried to get into Zacharias. Not there. Gets it out to Appleby. Loose ball tipped. Hands it off to Smith. He'll take it out between the rings. Reset the offense. Actually flips it over to Zacharias on the left wing. Extended. Williams all over him. Bubba drops it off to Dominguez. He'll launch a long 3 from the left side. Rebound by O'Hearn. Tapped out of bounds by Appleby. So it'll be Wildcat basketball. Thanks. Appreciate that information. McGill down on the baseline. Stutter step. I believe that's Fisher. Gets up in the air. Drops it off. Loose ball. On the floor. Scrum. We get a jump ball. Let's see who they call it in favor of. Appleby, and I believe it was Williams down on the hardwood. Going to be McGregor basketball, so good job by Luke getting down and getting dirty on the floor, getting after that loose ball. Got to win those 50-50 battles. Inbound the basketball, goes over to Juju, picked up there by O'Hearn. That's another intriguing matchup tonight. Two athletic ball players about the same size. Juju takes it to the paint, gets away with a walk, and they do call it, I believe. So he did drag that pivot foot as he tried to do the Euro step. Haynes back in, as well as Bennett for the Whitney Wildcats. Dominguez, Franks, that's Juju, Chance Smith, Zacharias, and Luke Appleby on the court for the McGregor Bulldogs. Gets it in the front court. That's a still on the left side. Loose ball. Walton back into the game as well. He's had the ball now. Picked up by Juju Franks in that 1-2-2. Kicks it over to Landrum. Back across court on the right side to Walton, down in the corner. I believe that's Bennett. Bennett kicks it back out. Haynes at the elbow on the right side. Didn't like the shot. Gets it over to Landrum. He'll float the 8-footer off the back of the rim. Over the back. Haynes with the rebound off the glass. Misses it. I believe they're going to call Zacharias. Actually, they called on Juju, his second, as Haynes will go to the line. I thought Bubba had great position, and Haynes, quick leaper, gets up quick. Shoots his first foul shot. It's his third point. First one from the line tonight. Good-looking ball player, very athletic. Second attempt. Misses the shot. Zacharias quickly on the outlet pass. Cherry picks the ball. Good outlet pass. I love it. Juju Franks on the easy breakaway for two. So Walton gets fouled coming up the court. Hario is going to pick up his second. So Dominguez with two. I believe that's the fourth team foul. Maybe it's the fifth. Is he? Nope, going to inbound. Nope, he's going to the line. Excuse me, folks. Hard to tell without the scoreboard not posted, trying to keep track of it manually by broadcasting, producing, and keeping score. Difficult task. So Walton will go to the line. Has 2 points. Walter, excuse me. I've been saying Walton. Gets the first one. Was saying it's Walter. Delvion Walter. Second shot, a little short. Bubba with his 6th rebound here in the first quarter. Well on his way to another double rebound night. Down on the baseline, kicks it over to Appleby. He's going to be hipped with a foul. It's going to be Landon Bennett, his first. I believe that's the team's second here in the second quarter. Bulldogs, a 19-11 lead. Smith gets it in. I believe he's called foul on Jackson Landrum as they both went up for the ball. And so it should be the third team foul. Coach O'Hearn not liking the call. Gets it into Appleby. Bubba takes it to the glass. Misses. Oh, makes the shot. I thought it fell out. So Bubba with another two. Used the left hand. Nice job by Zacharias. Nice give and go. Walter gets into the front court. Drops it off to Landrum. He'll shoot a 3-ball. Partially blocked. Estelle up for the shot. I guess they're going to call a foul. Let's see who they call it on. I believe they call it on Dominguez. If I'm tracking correctly, that's his third. Have not seen Winterick. Braxton Frank quickly up off the bench for Coach Dunball. At the line is Keegan Estelle, his first point of the night. So Dominguez comes out with 3 fouls and a 3-pointer as Braxton Franks comes back in with 2 points. So second shot, nice stroke. So still with 2 points. 19-13, your McGregor lead here. Juju brings it across against a man-to-man defense. He gets called for the walk as Chance did take the extra step on the pass over from Juju. So another unforced turnover. So Walter will bring it up with the left hand. They're going to force him to the left. They feel better that way. Top of the key, that's Haynes, floats a 12-footer up. 15-footer, misses the shot, rebound controlled. O'Hearn will take it to the glass, get the ball to roll in and out. Zacharias with his 7th rebound. Drops it off to Juju. They move in transition. Takes it up the left side. He'll pull it back out. Nope, elbow, right side. Shoots up the shot. Gets knocked down. No foul call. Loose ball picked up by Haynes. Wildcats in transition. Haynes takes it to the glass. Offensive foul. Bubba stood his ground as Kobe Haynes will pick up his second. Zacharias is really good at taking that charge. So 21-13 your score. Trying to keep track of it, folks. We'll double check this at halftime. I'll try to get it corrected around so I have that correctly for you. Juju drops it down to Appleby. Low post right side spin move. Goes up off the glass a little hard. Juju Franks with the tip. Misses it. Rebound pulled down. And we got Juju Franks on the hardwood. Juju with a push in the back. That's his third, if I'm tracking correctly. That is a concern for Coach Stumball. Juju tried to get the tip up and over. They called him for over the back. That's still at the line. Shooting 2. First shot is good. He's 3 for 3 from the line tonight. Bennett out. McGill back in. So second shot for Keegan. Gets the shot to drop. So he has 4 points now. Smith versus Walter coming up the court. Loose ball out of bounds. It's going to be Whitney basketball, as Chance unable to handle the pressure right there from Delvion Walter. As mentioned earlier in the broadcast, very quick hands. 21-14 your score. High post over in the corner. Back out top to Walter on the timeline. Down on the wing now. McGill floats it up off the glass and kisses it home. So Jordan McGill with his first 2 points. Zacharias working against Hayes. Drops it off to Juju. He'll walk it across. Appleby, high post, hangs it off to Bubba. Bubba kicks it in the corner to Smith. He'll launch the 3 ball, rattles in and out. Walter with the rebound. Quickly, Wildcats go the other way. Behind the back, gets it into the paint, floats it up with the left hand, misses the shot, gets called for the offensive charge. His second team foul. Nice job by the McGregor Bulldog defense to stand their ground. 21-15. Sorry, they corrected it. 30-second timeout. We'll take one as well as Coach Stumball wants to talk it over. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
Only game in action tonight. Troy has a bye. The game that was scheduled tonight between West and Clifton has been moved to Saturday. So only action in 3A Region 3 District 17 tonight is this contest right here. And we have a doozy between the Bulldogs and the Wildcats. So Bulldogs will inbound on the baseline. Bubba Zacharias. Once again, full court, man-to-man pressure. Actually, they're going to drop back into a 2-2-1, full court press. Smith picks up the ball, hits Zacharias in the middle of the court, drops it over to Juju, spins it across, gets it to Zacharias. O'Hearn on him. Cutter is Braxton Frank off the glass. Nice look. And we get a foul on McGill. Nice back cut by Braxton Franks and the senior Zacharias, just like in football, hitting his tight end on the square end. Nice job by Zacharias and Braxton Franks to complete the play. Let's see if he can drop in this foul shot to complete the 3-point conventional play. 4 points for Braxton. Shot is good. Make that 5 points for the senior. O'Hearn brings it across versus that 1-2-2. Pulls it back. McGill over to Haynes on the left side, down in the corner to Williams. Drops it off to McGill. Haynes, top of the key, loose ball, kicks it over to Estill. Rattles in and out. Rebound pulled down by Luke Appleby. Some hands reaching in there, no call. Toss it to Zachariah, over to Juju. Juju will bring it across the midcourt stripe. He'll drop it off to the freshman. Chance Smith calling out to play for Coach Stumball. Tristan Williams on him. Over to Zacharias, left side. He's got a step. He'll take it to the glass with the left hand. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Shooting 2. Give the foul to Jordan McGill, his second. Home fans not liking the call. Looked like there was a lot of contact as Zacharias took it up with the left hand. First shot for Bubba, hits the back of the rim and falls out. Off the bench, number 20, that's Riley Hill. Chance Smith will take a breather as well as Will Chandler will come in Winterick at the scores table. He'll replace the shooter, Bubba Zacharias. See if Bubba can convert on this one. Shot is up and good. So Bubba will take a breather. Phillip will come in. Sorry, folks, I wish I could tell you what was on the time clock here. So full court, man-to-man. Actually, they're going to drop into that 1-2-2, bring it up. O'Hearn gets it across the timeline quickly. He's going to take it to the glass, forces it up, misses the shot, but he's going to – did he drop that? He must have dropped it down. It looks like it didn't go in, but I guess it did based on the camera shot. That'll be your halftime. End of the halftime. We'll see what the score is here. I'll come back on the CBUS Sports Broadcasting Network.
In school sports, it's easy to see the wins, the moments that make headlines. But there's so much work that goes unseen for any of it to happen. My name is Phil Risen, and I'm the Executive Director of the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Throughout the country, athletic administrators dedicate countless hours to making life-changing opportunities possible for student athletes through sports. Their sacrifice is fueled by the belief that every student can grow and deserves their time to shine. On behalf of the NIAAA, we want to thank every athletic administrator for your tireless dedication to providing 7.8 million students across the country a path to a better future.
This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah,
come on!
Halftime score, McGregor 20, McGregor 25, Whitney 20 here on The Sofiaro Dog Grooming and Boutique halftime show. Good ball game so far. Looking at the scoring here in the first half for the visiting Bulldogs of McGregor High School. 2 points from Juju Franks, 5 from Braxton Franks. Chance Smith with 4. Ario Dominguez off the bench with 3. Bubba Zacharias leading all scorers with 11 here in the first half for their 25 points. For the Wildcats of Whitney High School, KJ O'Hearn with 6 points. He'll lead all Wildcats so far. Jason Landrum with 2. Delvion Walker with 3. Keegan Estill off the bench, good showing with 4 points. Kobe Haynes with 3, and Jordan McGill with 2. Looking at foul trouble, both teams have some issues here. 4 players with 2 fouls apiece for the Wildcats of Whitney High School. That's Landrum, Walter, Haynes, and McGill. 2 players with 3 fouls, if correct. Now, these are unofficial foul totals, folks. Juju Franks with 3, Ario Dominguez with 3 as well. Chance Smith with 1, Appleby with 1 as well. So Juju Franks, leading scorer, only 2 points in this contest, comes in averaging 13.2 with 3 fouls. So the seniors got to play clean here in the second half, and hopefully they can pick it up and continue on this 5-point lead. Have played very well, have handled the pressure. Couple turnovers. Delvion Walter, very quick, as mentioned, in that first quarter of play, has quick hands, a first quick step. Chance Smith has handled it pretty well. Upcoming games for the let me turn the sound back on for the crowd noise there. Sorry about that, folks. Upcoming games for the Wildcats this Friday. They travel over to Clifton to take on the Cubbies. That's a 7 o'clock start. Then on the 6th, on the road once again to Troy to take on the Trojans. On the 10th, at home versus West. Then rematch of this game on the 13th, 7:30 start at McGregor. So first time around going through. Actually, they've got another game, I believe. There's a game on the 17th, and I believe it's the second game versus Clifton coming up. So they've got 2 out of the last 5 games are at home, 3 on the road. So let's see how that plays out for them. Bulldogs has an advantage with 3 of their next 4 at home. So the winner of tonight's game has a substantial advantage going into the final round of district action here. We're going to try to take some of those games in the by district as well, if we can get approval to do that. Baseball season right around the corner as well. We're going to try to get some McGregor Lady Bulldogs softball as well as the baseball team. Hopefully we'll be streaming those from both those stadiums. Been practicing with the streaming to make sure we can get it up and get it going and provide a quality broadcast for you. You can check out all of our broadcasts on our Mixler station. That's our audio feed. Go out to our website, cbusportsradio.com. Look at our Mixler feed archive. You can check that out, listen to all of our previous broadcasts. We still have some of our Ohio broadcasts on there as well. You check out our YouTube and Twitch page as well, as we've been doing practice streamings there. So looking ready to get this one going here in the second half. Bulldogs with a 25-20 lead as we get ready to get the third quarter underway. Looks like the starter is back on the floor for both of these teams. For Whitney, KJ O'Hearn, Delvion Walter, I believe Jackson Landrum, Kobe Haynes, and Jordan McGill. Franks, Smith, Bubba Zacharias, and Appleby for the Bulldogs. It'll be Whitney basketball here to start the third quarter, trailing by 5. 1-2-2 matchup zone once again. Landrum gets it down in the quarter to Hayes. Right side, skip pass over to Walter. Steps into a 3-ball righty. Air ball Zacharias with his 8th rebound. Drops it off to Juju, picked up there by Hearn. As mentioned, great matchup between those two athletes tonight. Juju just not getting on track. That could be the good defense O'Hearn has applied tonight. Zacharias between the rings, kicks it back over to Smith on the right side, timeline extended. Quick hands, Walter reaching back in. Gets it on the wing. Zacharias thought about it, back out top to Chance. Coach Stumbaugh resets the offense on the wing now to Juju. Juju looks for a crease, takes it in the paint. Walter smacks it away. Another steal for the senior. Spin move, right hand, left hand. Gets it across, takes it up into the paint, floats the air ball. Out of bounds will be McGregor basketball. Now they call a foul. So Walter will go to the line shooting 2. I'm not sure who they called the foul on. Might have been Braxton Franks. He was in the mix there. Officials aren't, once again, very demonstrative with their calls. First shot is good by Walter. Picks up his 4th point. Have to make sure that the Bulldogs continue to guard the basketball as McGill's been instructed to tuck in his jersey. The officiating crew waiting on him to get that completed. Toss the ball to Walter for his 2nd attempt here. Shot is up, a little short. Braxton Franks, rebound, actually thought he was fouled by McGill. Loose ball pulled down by Appleby, gets it over to Zacharias. Bubba with the left hand, kicks it off to Smith, left side. Walter once again all over him, kicks it over to Juju, right side. O'Hearn comes out on him. Zacharias, 3 ball from the wing, off the back of the rim, follows it up and in. Juju Franks on the rebound, kisses it off the glass. He gets fouled. To count the points, he'll go to the line. Call on O'Hearn, his 2nd. So 4 players, make that 5 players with 2 fouls for the Wildcats. So Juju's shot is good. 5 points for the senior. Walter will bring it up. 1-2-2 trap. Gets it off to Landrum, top of the key. Outside the ring, drops it to O'Hearn down on the left side. Picks up his dribble, back out, timeline left side. That's Walter. He'll bring it back out. Stutter steps. Juju right in front of him, not buying it. Landrum, right side, stutter step in the paint. Kicks it over in the corner to O'Hearn. He'll launch the 3 ball. Rattles in and out. Zacharias, rebound number 10, cleaning the glass. Quickly, outlet pass to Chance Smith, blocked by Walter. Loose ball. See what they call on the floor. So Walter got back in transition as Chance Smith went up to the glass. I'm not sure what the stoppage in play was. So Delvion gets back here and makes a nice play. Breaks through gets it into the paint. Down low to McGill. Goes up, gets the shot up, misses it. Out of bounds. Tracked down by Braxton Franks in the corner. Landrum. On the defense, they call Braxton for the hook. It's his 2nd. So Dominguez up off the bench for Braxton Franks. So Ario with 3, Braxton now with 2. Walter looking to inbound. Juju on him, drops it into McGill. Down on the baseline, gets it into the paint. We get a hold on Juju. If it is, that's his 4th. I said, that is unofficial, his 4th. I can't really tell. Dominguez knocks the ball away. Back out to O'Hearn on the right side. He'll take it to the glass. Misses the shot. Rebound Zacharias. Double-double quickly. Smith on the outlet. He'll go up this time. Get the shot to drop. Nice job by Chance Smith once again, hitting the bomb from Bubba Zacharias. Walter splits the double team. Gets it into the front court. Picks up his dribble. Drops it off to Hearn. Right side. Dominguez in his grill. Drops it back out to Delvion. Gets it back down to O'Hearn on the baseline. He'll try it, skip it off, drop to McGill. Over to Landrum, floats a 5-footer off the front of the rim. Appleby with a strong rebound, drops it off to Bubba. Quick outlet pass once again to Smith in the front court. He'll stop and pop a 3, misses a shot. A little quick, not sure why Chance was taking that shot. Rebound to Landrum, he'll take it in the front court, float up a 5-footer off the back of the rim. Out of bounds, I believe it's going to be Whitney basketball. Chance didn't have numbers. 1-on-2, decided to take the 3 instead of waiting for his team peers to get back to help him out. So Walter will inbound, gets it into McGill. He's on the wing, gets it back down to Walter. Turn around, 15-footer off the rim. Haynes with the rebound, kicks it over, loose ball. Juju comes out with it. Hook pass down to Dominguez. He'll drop it off to Chance Smith. They're going to pull it back out. Appleby steps into a 3 from the left side. Nothing but net, Luke Appleby. the big guy picks up his first three at a big time. Should be an 11-point lead now, 31-21. O'Hearn, left side. 30-21, 9-point lead. 3 ball for Walters. Rebound, McGill, nice job fighting. Gets it off the glass and drops it down. You have a timeout, a 30-second. So McGill picks up his 4th point. We'll take a quick break as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Back to third quarter action. Bulldogs, Wildcats, good ball game. 9-point lead for the Wildcats, for the Bulldogs at this point. Full court pressure. Zacharias throws the bomb like he does in football. And I couldn't see, the camera didn't tell me what was going on. Juju must have got the basket because he's going to the line to shoot a foul shot. And we get a technical foul as well. Not sure who they called it on, either one, folks. Like I said, the camera did not adjust in time here out of the studio tonight. So Juju goes to the line with a 10-point lead. So Frank's at the line. The Bulldogs will get, as Juju knocks it down. Actually, maybe it was a foul call. He didn't make the bucket. Let's see. He might have. So it's the foul shot. Sorry, folks. The camera is not adjusting. So 3 shots here. So hits that one as well. So hits 2 of 3. So he must have gotten the bucket, picked up the shot, then missed, went 1 and 1 on the technical foul. Bubba gets it inbound, hands it off to Luke. Luke drops it off to Hario in the paint. Kicks it over to Juju. He'll take it to the paint. Goes up with the shot. Misses it. Let's see if we got a foul on Zacharias. And they do call it on Bubba. So 35-23, a 12-point lead, according to what I have listed here, folks. So Haynes will come down and shoot. Must be 5 fouls in the quarter already as Bennett is back in for the Wildcats. I do apologize. There is no scoreboard listing on the feed tonight. So Haynes will go to the line, 36-23 now, to a 13-point lead. As Haynes will try to pick up some points, he rattles the first one home. That's his 4th point, his first here in the second half. So Kobe, 6'2", well-built young man. Second shot missed. Rebound pulled down by Kobe. Good job. Forces it into the paint to Bennett. He'll shoot it up with the left hand to get it to drop. He'll go to the line. So they call the foul. I believe it's on Appleby. So it'll be Luke's second. So Bennett able to pick up the foul shot, and he does. So he has 3 points in the contest. Minguez picks up his dribble, full court pressure. Drops it to Bubba. Gets it across the timeline on Haynes. He'll take it into the paint, step through, floats it up, and gets it to drop. First 2 points in the second half. Give him 13, Bubba Zacharias. Sorry, folks, I had the graphics still on. Landrum floats one up from the right side. Missed shot. Juju on the outlet pass. He takes it to the glass. Alley-oop back to Smith. Up off the glass. Misses it. Rebound by Haynes. And then we have a foul. So Chance tried to feed it back over to Juju. Then he missed the shot off of that. So Haynes will go back to the line as he's fouled on the rebound. 37-24. Shot rattles in for Haynes. It's 5 points as Chandler will come in for Dominguez. Have to be nearing the end of the third quarter. Like I said, I do apologize. No clock on the feed tonight. Second shot. Appleby unable to bring it down. Haynes with the rebound. Over to Landrum on the left side. He'll float it up, throw it up, gets it to drop, and they call the foul on Chandler. Not sure about that one, folks. So Will Chandler into the ballgame. He'll pick up his first. As Landrum will go to the line. Minimal contact there. Tristan Williams up off the bench for Coach O'Hearn. So McGill will come out as Williams will replace him. So trying to convert the three-point play at the line is Landrum. Shot gets it to rattle home. Has 5 points into the contest. Ball stolen away by Landrum from Chandler, getting sloppy on the Bulldogs side. Walter out top, works on the left side, picked up there on Chandler, top of the key, into the post to Williams. Misses the shot. Appleby with the rebound. Clears it out to Chance Smith. Bulldogs run in transition. Right side down in the corner to Chandler. Stop and pop for a three and drills it. That's huge. Will Chandler off the bench with his first three. Walter, spin move, gets it across the timeline against his own. Kicks it over in the corner to Bennett. Stutter step, tries to get it into the paint. Loose ball. We're going to call a foul on Bubba Zacharias. Oh, my. So if I'm keeping it correctly, that's Bubba's second. So Bennett at the line with 3 points. Shot is good. Rattles in and out. Loose ball. Out of bounds off the Bulldogs. Not talking to each other as Appleby and Chandler fought for the same rebound. They couldn't control it, so Walter will trigger on the inbounds for the Wildcats. They don't want to give them momentum. Step back three for Landrum from the left side. Rattles in and out. And we have a foul on the play. Called on Bubba Zacharias. Oh, boy. Bubba gets knocked to the hardwood, and they call the foul on him. Officials are convening on the, maybe they'll reverse this call. And Coach Stumball wants a timeout, as you can see him asking for one at the scorer's table. Coach Stumball talking to the officiating crew right here, not sure what's going on. Full timeout, we'll take one as well. See if Coach Stumball can get the Bulldogs to regroup here. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You got to hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best, and that is enough.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Back to action here in the third quarter. After the full timeout, I believe the score is 42-32, the McGregor with a 10-point lead, if I have it tracked correctly, folks. So it wasn't a foul on Zacharias. I think they changed it because their Bulldogs are going to inbound it. I think they changed the call. So Will Chandler gets it over to Juju Franks after the pass from Chance Smith, working across, trying to get it across the timeline, gets it to Chance on the left side, picked up there by Walter. Back out to Juju. They're going to spread it out as Landrum all over, got hands all over Juju, no call. Back out top between the rings, Juju looking for a move. Once again, he's holding him when he tries to get a step. Three-pointer shot, a little air ball short. Haynes with the rebound. Delvion Walter trying to draw contact on Smith. He'll get it into the paint, take it up, makes the shot. Nice move. Did they call another foul? Oh, my Lord. So Walter will go to the line trying to complete the three-point play. I believe it's on Zacharias. A little short, Winterick with the rebound. Like I said, very hard to tell who they're calling the fouls on. Chandler in the front court, Appleby, top of the key, gives it a give and go to Chance, off the glass and drops it in. Big 2 points right there. Walter gets it across the timeline, tries to draw contact, gets it down low. We'll get another foul. On Juju, I got 5. I hope I'm not right. So 4th on Juju. I heard them say that from the crowd. Calling very tight as Walter hits another shot. So Braxton up off the bench quickly to replace his cousin. Haynes heads to the bench as well for the Wildcats. Is the second shot for Delvion Walter. Second shot, air ball. That's going to be out of bounds and will be Bulldog basketball. So Juju will trigger full court pressure. Chance is asking for help in the backcourt. I believe it's an 8-point lead, 42-34. Gets it in the front court to Chance. He's on the right side. Skip pass over to Braxton. Stutter step picked up there by Landrum. Winterick back out to Braxton. Back out top to Chance. Will reset the offense. Picked up by Walter. Handsy contact, no foul call. Chance spin move on the right side. There you go. You get a foul on Walter. Bodying up just a little bit. They were letting the hands contact go. He did get the call there. So I believe Chance is going to go to the line, shooting 2. Walter with great hands, but I believe he got him with the body. First shot for Chance is good. Give the freshman 9 points, 1 below his season average. So he steps up to the line. Have to take advantage at the line here. Second shot is good. So quickly, the Wildcats will bring it up the court. Once again, facing that 1-2-2. They're rolling it so it doesn't. Loose ball. Braxton Frank's going to get called for a loose ball foul, which will send Delvion Walter to the line. I like the aggressive play, but kind of let him just take it back, guys. Let him work the clock. So Walter with 8 points, stepping to the line now. Shot hangs on as it drops over the front part of the rim. So give him 9. Nate DeGreat, actually that's DeMo DeGreat, off the bench. He's going to replace Chance Smith. Number 2, that's Jacaden Overstreet. He'll be in for the Wildcats, his first action tonight. Shot is up off the front of the rim. McGill knocks it around. Will Chandler with the rebound. He'll drop it off to Chance Smith. Working against against Walter. Get some help to Appleby. Full court pressure. They got to get it across the 10 mark, and they don't. Stolen away by Landrum. Takes it to the glass and hits it home. Bulldogs unable to control the pressure there, so quickly Smith gets it in. Reach in foul. It's going to be on Walter. If that's true, I believe that's his 4th. So quickly off the bench is Keegan Estill. So Smith will go to the line. So Chance with 10 points on the night, trying to increase that. Shot is good. 3 for 3 from the line. Estill back in for Coach O'Hearn. Boy, this quarter has just gone on forever. So second shot for Chance. Rattles in and out. Rebound for Estill. He'll drop it off to Landrum and bring it across the timeline on the right side. He's good at going slash into the basket, so you have to watch that. He's trying to find a crease in the zone. Gets it down on the baseline. Drops it off to Haynes. Nice play there. So the big guy picks up his 7th point. Chandler gets it across the timeline, picked up by Williams. Back off to Chance. Stop and pop. 3, rattles out. Gets his own rebound, kicks it up. Nope. And Chance Smith gets called for the foul on Williams as he got the rebound. So Williams will go to the line. So Bubba Zacharias, Juju Franks on the bench, Braxton on the bench as well. So the offensive threat on the court for the Bulldogs right now is Chance Smith. So Williams' first shot is good. That's Tristan's first point of the ball game. Second shot rattles in as well. So he'll pick up 2 points. Full court pressure once again for Chandler. Stoppage in play. Not sure what's going on. So Bubba Zacharias, Juju Franks back in. Have to fight the pressure. Can't afford another turnover here as the quarter winds down. Trying to get the ball in. It is to Juju. He gets bumped and he gets fouled. I believe it's going to be on Overstreet, who just came into the ball game a few seconds ago. So Winterick and the Great at the scorer's table. So they'll come in offense, defense for Juju Franks and Bubba Zacharias, trying to keep them out of foul trouble as Juju's at the line right now. First shot is good. Clutch. So Zacharias back out. Winterick in. So the Great will replace Juju Franks on the make. If not, he'll have to wait for the next stoppage in play. So Juju's second shot, good. So Juju out quickly. Demo back into the ball game. Rolling the ball up, Landrum picks it up. Gets it across court, over on the corner to Estill. Kicks it down low. DeGreat with the loose ball. Gets it into Chance, the front court. Nice block by Landrum. Nice job getting back in defensive transition. As the clock expires, we'll go to the 4th quarter. Add up the score real quick, see if we can get that matched up for you. CBUS Sports Radio.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
Sorry, folks, couldn't get this to sync up, so we'll see if we can get a score for you here. We're starting the fourth quarter. I believe it's like a 7-point ball game. 49-42, I believe, is what the score is. So starting on the floor here in the fourth quarter is Smith, Chandler, DeMo DeGrate, Philip Winterick, and Luke Appleby for the Bulldogs. O'Hearn kicks it over to Landrum. High post, floats it up as McGill misses the shot. Luke with the rebound. Kicks it off to Will Chandler on the right side. Gets it in the front court to DeGrate. Loses it out of bounds. Unforced turnover. Wildcat basketball. We'll have to see how long that Bubba Zacharias and Juju Franks stay on the bench here for Coach Stumbaugh. O'Hearn, right side, picks up his dribble, looking for some help. Gets it in the corner to Bennett. Appleby comes out, kicks it across to Landrum. He'll shoot a 23-footer off the front of the rim. O'Hearn with the rebound. He'll float it up, missed the shot. McGill with the rebound, and Mo DeGrate and whacks it away, but they'll call him for a foul. So McGill will go to the line, shooting 2. First foul here in the fourth quarter. First for DeMo DeGrate. Bulldogs clinging to a 7-point lead. Had it up to 13 at one point. First shot from McGill, nothing but net. It's his 5th point of the evening. Second shot is the 6'1" junior. Makes his approach. Rattles it in as well. So once again, full court man-to-man pressure. Actually, they back off. Picking up three-quarter court. Smith gets it across the timeline, drops it off to DeGrate. He'll bring it out between the rings. Chandler on the left wing, trying to find a back cutter. Back out top to Chance, trying to eat some clock here. Chance thought about it on the left side, pulls it back out to Philip Winterick. Cuts the ball to Smith, takes it to the glass, gets fouled, will go to the line. Fouled on Jackson Landrum. I expect down around the 5-minute mark, you'll see Juju Franks and Bubba Zacharias back into this ball game, both sitting at the end of the bench right now. So Smith, this is important 2 shots here for the freshman. Have to take advantage every time you get at the line, and he flings it off the back of the flange. He misses the first. Cool as a cucumber. He steps back up to drain the second one. Let's see. Rattles in and out. Ball tipped around. Rebound for Haynes. Whitney will walk it up the court. Actually, they speed it. Landrum into the front court. Takes it into the paint. Floats it up with the left hand. Misses a shot. Too quick in my estimation. Appleby with the rebound. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Luke, or out of Luke's hands, but it's going to be McGregor basketball. Boy, folks, I wish they really had a score clock on the stream here. So they drop back. They'll pick up at half court. Man-to-man defense. The Wildcats will as Chance Smith brings it across. Working against O'Hearn. Looks for a crease. Not there. Tries to get it down to Winterick. Throws it away. Nice anticipation. Landrum with it. He's going to take it coast to coast. Drops it off to Haynes and off the glass and gets it home. So nice job in transitions. Quickly, Franks and Zacharias up off the bench. Smith, top of the key, 22-foot 3 ball, nothing but net. Boy, that's big. Killer instinct there for Chance Smith. O'Hearn walks it across. 1-2-2 once again. Juju Franks, Bubba Zacharias at the scorer's table for the Bulldogs. Bennett, three-pointer, hits it off the top of the backboard. Quick rebound by Will Chandler. Gets it to Smith. He'll take it to the front court. Misses the shot. Haynes with the rebound. He'll get fouled as he tries to bring it up court. Chance should have taken it right to the glass. Tried to use a little shake and bake. Threw his timing off, I believe, just a bit as DeGrate and Chandler out. Juju Franks, Bubba Zacharias back in. O'Hearn on the corner. Gets it over to Haynes. Tipped ball picked up there by Smith. Let's just slow it down here, says Coach Stumball. Let's come down and run our offense. Over on the wing to Zacharias. Bubba extended time on the bench. Over to Smith. Kicks off the three. Awful quick. Zacharias able to track it down as he steps on the line over there. I believe it was number 10. Keegan is still trying to track down the loose ball. Not a real big fan of that shot by Chance there. I thought we should maybe eat some clock. 52-46, a 6-point Bulldog lead here. Bubba trying to inbound it, gets it into Chance. Over to Juju on the left wing. Stutter step, he's going to try to get it in the paint. He takes it to the glass and lays it in. Clutch move there by the senior. O'Hearn once again walks it up against that 1-2-2 defense. Keegan is still. McGill kicks it off to Williams. Three ball, rattles it home. Nice ball movement by the Wildcats. Full timeout. Whitney Wildcats, CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
Getting ready to come back to action here, fourth quarter. I believe we have a 56-46 lead for the McGregor Bulldogs. Delvion Walter still on the bench with 4 fouls. Actually, he's back into the contest now, so I was assuming Coach O'Hearn would bring him back in. He is the catalyst on both ends of the court for the Wildcats. Fisher Watson back in. Chance gets it across to Bubba, back over to Luke, top of the key. Left side to Zacharias, looking for a crease spin move, drops it off to Juju. Top of the key, he'll back it back out. Between the legs, takes it to the right side now, working against O'Hearn. Stutter step move, looking for a crease, gets it to the glass, gets up. And they call it on the floor, but O'Hearn will pick up a foul. So nice move for the senior. Stutter stepped it and got him to the side, but they bumped him before he got the ball launched. And O'Hearn, that's his 5th. So the 6'1 junior is disqualified from the contest. Watson will come in to replace him. So Chandler will trigger on the baseline for the Bulldogs. Have to play clean here in the final minutes. Gets it into Appleby, loose ball, unable to hold it. Picked up by Watson. He'll take it, that's Keegan, it's still. He'll take it to the glass. And we have a stoppage in play, I believe. Offensive foul is what they call, and that's a good call on Keegan is still. I believe Bubba stood his ground and took the charge. (54-49) your score. Gets it to Zacharias between the rings, picked up by Watson. Bubba looking for a crease, kicks it over to Chance, left side. Back over to Zacharias. He'll launch the three and nothing but net. Bubba Zacharias. Nice two-man game between him and Chance Smith there. Walter will bring it up with the left hand, meeting that zone pressure they're trying to trap. Top of the key, kicks it over to Haynes, right side, kicks across to Walter. Stutter step, pulls it in, 12-footer off the back of the rim. Rebound pulled down by McGill. He'll float it up, misses the shot. Loose ball on the court. Bulldogs get it out of there. That's Juju Franks, drops it off to Chance. He pulls it down to slow it down to try to eat some clock. Gets it into Bubba in the front court. A little over 3 minutes. I heard someone in the crowd say to go here, so we'll go with that. Bubba looking for a crease, picks it up, gets called for the walk. He did shuffle the pups as he tried to hit Will Chandler down on the baseline. Landrum back in for Watson. So the turnover will get the ball back over to the Whitney Wildcats. Bulldogs looking for a stop here. Fourth quarter action, CBUS Sports Broadcasting. Over to Landrum, timeline extended right side. They flip it back over to Walter. Looking for a crease, steps through. I thought he got away with a walk. Franks with the rebound, and they call a jump ball. Going to be McGregor possession. So Juju was able to clear the glass. Hoping for the reach-in foul against Whitney. Wasn't called. Ario Dominguez up off the bench. Nope, going to pull him back. So 3 minutes is what I'm hearing the crowd saying. Smith gets it across the timeline. Drops it back off over to Juju. Step back three. Misses the shot. Why aren't we eating clock there? Rebound by McGill. Loose ball knocked away by Will Chandler. They say McGill had it but traveled, so turnover. Ball back to the Bulldogs. Just a little quick for my liking on this shot, but that could be Coach Stumball design there in that set. Chandler out, Dominguez in. Bubba to trigger. Into Dominguez in the right corner. Loose ball. Fights through it. Jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor Whitney. Landrum did a good job of tying up Dominguez there. Smith, Dominguez, Franks, Juju. Franks, that is. Bubba Zacharias, Luke Appleby on the court for the Bulldogs. Delvion Walter, top of the key, splits it down low. High post, off the feet and out of bounds. How is that ball off of Haynes when the pass went in? Coach Stumball not liking the call, but you're not going to get him to overturn it. Walter bounces it off the back of one of the Bulldogs players, puts it back up, gets fouled. He'll go to the line. I believe it was on Appleby. So smart-headed play there by Delvion Walter. He'll go to the line with the clock stop. Fisher Watson up off the bench. Little short on the shot, rims out. So Walter will replace Landrum. Probably an offense, defense, offense substitution for Coach O'Hearn. So second shot for Delvion Walter. Up and good. So full court pressure, man-to-man variety. Get the ball into Juju Franks. Back over to Bubba Zacharias. Haynes will pick him up as he crosses a midcourt stripe. 57-49, Bulldog lead. Trying to work some clock as well. 5-second count. Bubba's able to advance it. No, they call a 5-second call. He gets it past the timeline. Landrum back in, as mentioned. Offense, defense substitution for Coach O'Hearn. He'll replace Fisher Watson. Walter quickly into the front court. Stutter step, brings it into the corner. Walton Fisher throws it up. Misses the shot. Bubba Zacharias with the rebound quickly to Juju. Down court to Smith. Take it right to the glass and get it in. Gets it down. Nice job, Chance Smith. Kisses it high off the glass, hits the corner, and picks up 2 more points. Walter, high post, gets it over to Haynes on the baseline, on the wing. Over to Landrum, top of the key, right side. Walter, stutter step, gets it to the glass. Nice move, misses the shot. McGill with the rebound, he'll fight it up. Appleby pulls it down, reach in, and he gets the foul on Delvion Walter. That might be his fifth, folks. I believe it is. Walter has fouled out. Nice ball game for the senior. So I believe he fouled Luke Appleby, and not to curse the young man, but very solid at the line. These are two big foul shots with a 7-point lead. So Luke steps up to the line. 3 points on the night, a lone three ball. First shot is good. Second shot coming up for the junior. Franks and Zacharias in the backcourt. Second shot, clutch for Luke Appleby. Timeout. Coach Stumball will take a full as well. CBUS Sports Broadcasting.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Final minutes of the ball game. Bulldogs with a 61-50 lead, if my score calculations are correct. So Whitney will inbound the basketball here. They roll it up, not to eat any Klein. That's Landrum, top of the key between the rings. Gets it over to, needs some help. It still comes to help him. Drops it off to Watson. Delvion Walker, their point guard's fouled out of this contest. Over to Haynes on the left wing, down in the corner. Eating up some clock at the elbow. That's Landrum off the front of the rim. Loose ball, picked up by Juju. Drops it off to Luke. Back to Juju. Over to Zacharias in the front court, and I believe he's going to be fouled by Keegan is still. So Bubba will go to the line. So with an 11-point lead, the Bulldogs, Bubba trying to extend that with the clock stop. Boy, this will be a big win on the road for the Bulldogs if they can hold on. First shot for Bubba, nothing but net. You can hear the nylon snap from here. Riley Cook into the game for McGill. Second shot for Bubba. He'll rattle that one home as well. As time dwindles down, a 62-50 lead. Three ball off the rim. That was by, I believe, Watson. With the rebound was Appleby. That Zacharias has got the ball in the front court to Dominguez. Back out to Bubba. Back out to Juju. Trying to eat some clock. Over to Chance Smith. Between the rings. Picked up by Fisher Watson. Over to Juju. Kobe Haynes on him. Chance just dribbling the basketball, looking for some help. Gets it to Dominguez, top of the key. Round the foul line, trying to spread it out. Four corners offense, eating the clock. Good job by the Dogs. They've been able to do this the last couple games when we get a foul. I believe that's on Fisher Watson, his first. And Chance Smith will go to the line. 61-50, your score, I believe. Wish they had that. I mean, I've said this a million times tonight, folks, and I do apologize for it. I wish the scoreboard was up. It's really hard to call a game when you don't know how much time is left. So the freshman steps up to the line. Chance drills the first one. Second shot misses that one. So Landrum takes it to the glass, misses the shot. Zacharias with another rebound quickly to Juju into the front court. He'll pull it back out. Nice play. Gives it over to Appleby as they eat some clock. We get a push. I believe that's going to be on Watson once again, so Luke will go to the line. With 5 points tonight, the big junior hit a big three-point ball here in this fourth quarter. They left him alone. Usually likes to shoot that from the left side in the corner. He was out on the right wing and hitting nothing but cord. So Luke's first shot is good. Second shot for Luke Appleby. Makes that as well. So they let him weave through traffic. Shot is up. It's missed. Bulldogs victorious. We'll come back and wrap this one up on the Sofiaro Dog Grooming and Boutique post-game show. At Sofiaro, we believe that every dog deserves a spa day, and what better way to pamper your pooch than with our fully equipped mobile grooming service. We bring the salon to your driveway so your furry friend can enjoy a stress-free grooming experience without the hassle of car rides or waiting in line. From a simple bath to a full-on makeover, our gentle and loving groomers are here to make your pup look and feel fabulous, all while keeping the tail wags and barks of joy coming. So sit back, relax, and let us turn your pup into the best-dressed dog on the block. Call or text 254-992-2393 to book your next appointment. You can also set up an appointment on our Facebook page by clicking on our online booking link. What if you could go behind the scenes with athletes and coaches? Join Ken Carpenter, a veteran high school baseball coach, weekly as he examines success, failures, and life lessons in sports. Each episode provides valuable insight and understanding of playing or coaching team sports. Check out and follow his Athlete One podcast at athleteone.net. Great insight for coaches, parents, and student athletes.
Thank you for tuning in to CBUS Sports Radio for tonight's broadcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CBUS Sports Radio, all one word, for live updates on all our broadcasts. You can also listen to our broadcast archives on demand on our website, www.cbussportsradio.com.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
So the Bulldogs victorious tonight, coming away with a 66-50 win, big road win in district play. Joe O'Hearn's Wildcats of Whitney High School dropped to 15-6 overall, 2-1 in district play. Zach Stumbaug's team improves to 11-12, 4-0 in district play, with a bunch of home games coming up here in the next week, which will really help them. Rematch at home on the 13th against the Whitney Wildcats will be a good one. We'll see that one on CBUS Sports Radio as well. Going to wrap this one up. Get out of here, folks. Get the studio wrapped up for the night. But once again, a good ball game tonight for the Bulldogs of McGregor High School, coming away with a 66-50 win on the road against a very talented Whitney Wildcat ball club. We wish safe travels home to Coach Stumbaugh and the Bulldogs. CBUS Sports Radio. Thanks for tuning in, folks. You're listening to the CBUS Sports Radio High School Basketball Game of the Week.